Hey guys, Randall Cornet here. Hope you guys are having a great day. Wanted to quickly give you guys a nice little daily update, kind of what I'm seeing, and we will go from there. So, we really had a nice run for the beginning of the day. We tested the $60 level multiple times, and obviously we did find some resistance there. We did see them kind of what, in my opinion, what looks very much like manipulation. I mean, you could just this is as plain as sight. I mean, they manipulated us down. We did manage to catch this little bit of a free fall around $56 and managed to bounce back up to around 58 bucks, where we kind of hovered around that area for the rest of the day. And now we're seeing some, looks like to me, consolidation in the post market. So that being said, let's take a look at some of the dark pool stuff. Obviously, we cover this daily. And one thing I do want to highlight is the volume. We've been kind of seeing it for the past like 5 days between 55 to 58%. So we are reaching back into that 60% volume level. 51 million in volume today in the dark pool, which is crazy. You guys already know there's a lot of fugazi bullshit going on with that. And so just looking at this is like, we understand that there is shenanigans going on, which is probably a lot of the reason we are seeing some of these big drop-offs. And obviously we know that not all dark pool trades are reported immediately. We could be looking like this data that we could be seeing today, but a lot of it could actually be from Friday because they don't have to report it for 24 hours. Moving past that dark pool volume, I want to show you guys the historical 30-day IV, which is basically the implied volatility, right? Or volatility. So we can see that this number actually is going down right now. It spikes up when we get a lot of volume. So it pretty much coincides with the volume. We're getting low volume, so the IV kind of is dropping down. And if we could kind of see this in the stock price too. As the stock price goes up and we see big high levels, we see the volume that kind of follows that up. But we are kind of tailing down right now. So what else do I have for you guys? The open interest. So this is kind of interesting, actually. So we can see right here that if you look across this chain, we could see kind of the open interest, and this is collectively. So this is calls and puts. So we have 403,000 open interest for July 2nd, that call or that expiration. So what I do want to show you guys is some of these markers. So if you look at these indicators right here on the left, these short buildups on the left and the right here. So on the put side and the call side, what a short buildup is an increase in open interest, but a decrease in implied volatility, suggesting that traders are selling more contracts on short positions in the option. So this might be people that are actually kind of against us when this indicator is kind of coming up. But what's important is these longer strikes, these guys that are making the big bets, they have long buildups, which a long buildup is an increase in open interest along with an increase in implied volatility, indicating that trades are adding to long positions in the option. So if we're looking at these strike prices, we start seeing long buildups around, let's see here, $70 all the way down, all the way up to $145. So we are looking pretty bullish, in my opinion, there when we actually look at that option chain. And we can go back, we can actually look at some other ones. So we want to look at another high open interest. We can go to September 17th here and look at these. These are much longer buildups. So these are suggesting that people are actually adding to their positions. So there is some heavy open interest on these, contracts. So let's look at the option trader on the, so this is by strike price for today. So the highest open interest was at this $145 strike, right? And this is for the July expiration. And so we have today there was $282 million traded in call options and call order flow. But this $145 strike price, there was $21 million alone. And it accounted for 7.6% of the actual dollar amount value, 15% of the call orders that were actually executed today. That was 88,000 contracts that were committed to this $145 strike price today. If we come and look at the summary here, we can actually see the base. This is basically on a day-to-day basis, right? So today there was on the call volume, point of things, there was $282 million that were traded. On the put side, there were $71 million traded. So we're looking very strong, in terms of bullish versus, bearish. The calls are definitely outweighing the puts. And if you look at the out of the money calls, 31% of the calls were out of the money, which again is a very bullish thing. People are betting, long term on the stock, which is good stuff for us, guys. Like, we want to be able to see what that's looking like. So let's go over to black box stocks. And what I want to show you guys, let's pull up. Well, we'll look at this first. So let's look at above the ask. Above the ask only. So this is a very bullish indicator. That means that the person that basically executed this order paid more than they really needed to. They just wanted to get the order filled as quickly as possible. And you guys know what a sweep order is if you watch my videos, but if you're new, a sweep order means that they're going to multiple exchanges to fulfill the order as quickly as possible. So they're just saying, gimme, gimme, gimme to whatever exchanges will give it to them. And they're paying this AA, this purple AA means above the ask. So they're paying more than what the asking price is, which is is a bullish thing. That means that people just want to get the order filled. So we're looking at this. A lot of these more bullish expiration dates is the 9th. We have somebody that placed a $34,000 bet at $75 strike on July 2nd. So this one's a little bit earlier and a higher strike price. There's $11,000 at that 81. At 60 July 2nd, there's another $81,000. So somebody's betting that we are going to get to this $60, which I am inclined to believe as well. Here are some big ones, though. August 20th, we have a $70 strike, and the expiration is 8/20, and that's $200,000 there. We have a $110 strike price on June 9th. Somebody bet 36 grand there. So just looking at some of the more bullish above the ask. Now, if I want to show you guys some of the actual like bigger contracts, we can look at this $500,000 filter. What the heck's going on? Oh, that's because I have above ask still selected. So these are some of the bigger bets that went on today. So they didn't necessarily, these are not where they went and above the ask. Like, in fact, these ones were below the bid. So it's probably because they're so large in value, they were able to fill these orders. But somebody had bet on December 17th, 2021 at $145 strike. They put $1.27 million on this. And this could be the same person, I don't know, but somebody else did a very similar offer, same expiration date, but they didn't follow up with, 1.27 million. It was 890,000. Same strike though. So this could be somebody following suit, following trend. And then we have these July 9th $60 strikes where people have bet more than $500,000 on those as well. So that's just looking at the overall, the bigger option purchases. Another thing that I want to show you guys, so this is really good stuff for us. They didn't really talk about this too much in the news today. We didn't really see it affect the price so much, but this is just a press release from AMC, and I'm just going to read it for you guys. What it says is some 2 million people watch movies this weekend between Thursday and Sunday at AMC's U.S. theaters, making the busiest weekend since AM theaters closed in March of 2020 due to the pandemic. More than 500,000 people also visited AMC's international theaters in Europe and the Middle East. Also a post-pandemic record, bringing the total visitation for AMC this past weekend to 2.5 million people. That's a lot of people that went and seen movies. Fast and the Furious 9 estimated 70 million U.S. opening weekend, and the largest for any movie since Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker in 2019, which is pre-pandemic. So it's really good that we're getting back to those numbers, guys. From a fundamental standpoint, which the media likes to pivot us in, this is all great stuff. The total global box office for Fast and the Furious 9 already exceeds $400 million from this opening weekend. Moving on, it opened at an estimated $7 million for its opening week in the United States, shattering the previous post-reopening record. In fact, the $70 million is the biggest opening weekend for any movie in the U.S. since late 2019. And the total, again, global box office is exceeding $400 million. Very, like, to me, guys, what I'm thinking about that when I'm hearing this stuff, this is all good fundamental stuff. In my opinion, we should have seen this reflected in the price. It's really unfortunate that we didn't. But it is what it is. And so with that being said, I do want to show you guys, look at this historical price chart. It's taking it a second for it to load up. Why is it doing this? Let me refresh here. I don't know why that's not uploading. So very sorry about that. It should be trying to show you guys the actual, you know, like you could see the historical chart of basically what's going on. Let me load this. Let me try and go back. Let's just do this July 2nd. Okay. So this is a little bit different. This is talking about some of the straddle premiums. This is not really relevant to us. It looks like they changed some of this data around, unfortunately. So guys, I think overall, I guess what I want to say is that we're looking strong. I think that the options chain is telling us that people are obviously very bullish. There's a lot of money that's going on in there. We are fighting a very uphill battle right now, which I think a lot of you guys expect with kind of what we're dealing with in the dark pool and how things are getting played out there. When you have 60% of a security that's getting traded in the dark pool, it was never designed to do that. Like, I don't think that, you know, when it was created, they're thinking that 60% of a security's volume is going to be going down there. And so I have to believe they're going to be looking at it. In the video that I covered yesterday, you can even see Gary Gensler saying, hey, look, there needs to be more transparency in these markets. So I expect that we will see some level of at least looking into it. But overall, though, guys, to have a positive day, we have 60% of the volume going on in the dark pool. I mean, things are looking really good for us. I'm expecting a big week. I'm bullish. I think that the options chain is telling us that people are bullish as well. So with that being said, I will end the video there, guys. If you enjoy the content, it does me a huge favor if you like and subscribe. I appreciate it. If you don't, that's okay too. And I will catch you guys on the flip side. Love you long time. Peace.